Why are there only 3 candidates this year?
New school year, it's different. Every year is a little bit different.
Have you ever had feelings of pressure from others?
Oh, it's hard, honestly.
Hello, everyone. I'm William, and together with Chloe, we're joined by Kobe Lee today in grade 12. And Kobe, as you guys know, is going to be our president this year for Student Council. And huge congrats for that, first of all.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on the Phoenix Community Studios.
Oh,
It's a
no,
great
no,
honor
no.
to have you to be here. So
Thank you for joining us
for
today.
sure.
And Kobe, you have a lot to cover. But I just want to ask you this question because compared with last year, why are there only 3 candidates this year? Last year there was like what 11 or
10,
or
yeah.
so. Why are there so few candidates?
So I think a couple reasons. I mean, one of them might just be because new school year, it's different. Every year is a little bit different. So this year there's slightly less. But another reason could just be people are scared of me and like they're not. Obviously last year I won VP, so people knew I have a good chance at president as well. So maybe that's a reason. But who knows for sure? I mean, it's a new year. Everything's different. New principal and everything else as well. So pretty lucky though. So yeah.
Yeah, and obviously you worked a lot for that position. Led many clubs, did a lot of sporting events. Obviously, PMS Athletics, Instagram, also led by you. You've done a lot for our community. I think people know that.
Yeah.
And even if there were a lot of candidates, people will still.
Yeah.
So last year, Student Council has organized a lot of fun events. So which ones are you the most proud of, and what's the most exciting event you're planning on doing this year?
Oh, okay. So I think my favorite event out of all like the things we've done, like December Decathlon, Expo Santa, Valentine's Day stuff, chess tournament, movie night, spring games. I think the best one, obviously, it all comes down to the spring fling, like the annual tradition that we have at our school. Even though we didn't have it during COVID those couple of years, like it's been a yearly thing at Port Moody Secondary, and it's been a long-standing thing. So to be able to organize that and had like 4 food trucks, all the club booths all over the school, and everything else that came with it, I think it was personally my favorite event, and we'll continue to do that next year. We have other ideas as well, like having some type of school-wide like scavenger hunt or something, like more activities like that, because I think student council at the end of the day comes down to like organizing school-wide events, if that makes sense, because the energy that we bring is not best put into like fixing the washrooms or right. Like the school policy is not something that we can just easily change, and it's not worth it. So what we do and what we do best is creating school-wide events that benefit students, that create a long and fun school year ahead. So that's our main goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And Meld the Spring Fling was awesome because everyone in the school came out, and you really felt the sense of community here at Port Moody.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll be looking forward to school-wide events this year.
For sure.
So, Kobe, have you ever had feelings of pressure from others, especially since you've done a lot of things as club leaders or student council, and how do you manage all that stress?
Oh, that's a good question. I really like that because it's hard, honestly. But my answer to that question would be like, just try to deal with it. And what I like to think of is if I'm passionate about this thing and I'm getting, stressed about it, then do I really enjoy this thing, right? Because I think when I do things, it's because I'm passionate about it, because I really enjoy doing these different things. And I feel like when that's the case, there's not too much stress. People might be complaining, have problems with student council's events, but if it's something that I like doing and it's something that I do, obviously, want to benefit the entire student body and make everyone have a good time, then I don't think it's too big of an issue, and I'm willing to do what it takes to fix things. So, yeah, that's kind of what I think of, just always being passionate about what I'm doing. And if that's really the case, then it's not too much stress at all. I love doing these things. Yeah.
But have you had any stress?
Oh, for sure though. Yeah, but I get over it pretty quick. Like no worries. Like I know people have different needs and requests, so try to accommodate it. But at the end of the day, I'm already doing my best and doing what I can. Try my best. So
yeah. So Kobe, you've joined the student council last year. And this year you're selected to be our president again. So could you describe your journey to us?
Okay. I think I'll start from like the very, very beginning. All right. So I grew up in Burnaby at a elementary school called University Highlands, so up at SFU. And so I never ever would have thought I would come to Port Moody Secondary. But so I left University Highlands Elementary, went to a different elementary school in Burnaby, Capitol Hill. I took 2 years of French immersion. Then I went to Burnaby North Secondary in grade 8, and all the way in Burnaby, so along Hastings, that school. And that was like right before COVID, right? So I was getting used to the high school. I was getting used to it.
So you're in Burnaby.
Burnaby is 8 to 12. So I was really like, getting used to it. I was obviously still a transfer student to Burnaby North. And during COVID, or right before COVID, I remember it was like January, February, like right when people were hearing about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I remember that day I had a basketball game across like in Seattle. And my parents forced me to come to the IB intake exam.
Oh.
I was like, oh, I don't want to miss this basketball game. And we obviously lost that tournament eventually, but like we could have won. But I ended up taking the exam. Like I didn't even try too hard because I didn't want to get in.
Oh yeah.
But somehow they put me in this IB program, and my parents are like, "Yep, go." I was like, "Oh, I don't want to." But after all of this, and after grade 9 was COVID year, heavily affected. Grade 10 still wasn't back to normal. Everything was still kind of restricted. And then grade 11 is when I finally took that jump. And end of grade 10, I was kind of meeting new people, really developing myself, and getting involved in different sorts of clubs, sports, and everything. So that's kind of my whole journey. Like it wasn't a normal one by any means. I didn't ever go to middle school or anything, but it's pretty interesting how far I've come and how I've able to grow and flourish in this community here at Port Moody Secondary. I'm very grateful for that. So yeah, and then that's how I kind of. I mean, how did that even happen last year? I was like, oh, I'll try for VP, and then it just worked out like that. So
non-linear path.
Exactly, and I've met great people along the way.
So Kobe, you're in your last year of high school, and so as a grade 12, what do you think your biggest regret is? If you had a chance to revisit high school again, starting in grade 9, what would be one thing you'd change?
Oh, that's a pretty hard question. Honestly, like I'd like to say I have no regrets at all. But there's small things along the way. But my path as a whole, like I have no problem with it. I'd live it all over again, and it's been a great journey. Great 4 years here at Port Moody Secondary. So honestly, don't have any big regrets. But if I were to give like advice so that you guys, younger kids, don't have any big regrets, is just to do as much as you can. Be as involved as you possibly can. I love what you guys are doing here with interviews and posting on YouTube. So that's good, right? You need to get yourself out there, and that's what high school is all about, right? Obviously, study, do all the important things that you need to do. But aside from that, you just got to do things that you love, do things as much as you can, fill your schedule with things that you're passionate about, and good things will happen from there. So that's my biggest advice, so that you guys don't have any regrets. Just get involved, do what you love to do. That's all I can say.
All right, so how would you summarize your objectives as the president in 1 or 2 sentences?
In 1 or 2 sentences, I would say to inspire and create and promote and execute the best school-wide events possible throughout the year, and just make the school year as memorable as possible for everyone.
And Kobe will be definitely looking forward to that. And so thank you so much for being here today. Obviously in our car.
Thank you guys for having me on here. It's an honor, honestly.
No problems. Thank you, though. Thank you, and huge congratulations.
For sure, thank you. And follow Port Moody PMSS Stuco on Instagram, and we'll post updates and events. So if you're at Port Moody, stay tuned.
Yeah, go and drop that follow, and thank you so much.
For sure.
Again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.